Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Thank you all for being part of the nation and tuning into this thing. I want to be able to talk a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. This is like a dilemma because there's a segment of population that just still hate Dak Prescott, and there's a segment that love him. There's a segment of population that overhypes him. There's a segment of population that's right in the middle. Now, I'm with the belief of just letting all this stuff plays out. It's not the fact that most of Cowboy fans will not be fans if they disagree with somebody, or it's not the fact that most Cowboy fans will be hated amongst just because you have a different opinion. My thing is, collectively, Cowboy Nation, is that you can say, hey, I don't like Dak Prescott, but I still support the team. That can still be possible. It really can. And then there's a segment of people that can say, hey, he's everything. And I agree with the people that respect their opinions. I value people's opinion. But when you look at the facts, you can't argue with those. You can't argue with the fact that the QBR is something that's a factual stat, or actual. I said factual. Yeah, we can use that words now. But the QBR is a stat that you have to go by. And you just don't mistakenly throw a 96 QBR. You just don't do that in this modern day time. You don't have a 96 QBR. You don't beat the second most winningest quarterback since 2016 by mistakes. Those are facts. Now, you do sound foolish when you say QBR. You take that out of the equation. You do sound foolish and look foolish when you say, hey, winning is not everything. You cannot, and I'm going to repeat, Cowboy Nation, for those who out there know who I'm talking to, you cannot say, well, he don't score touchdowns. You can't have in the same breath, Dak Prescott don't throw touchdowns. He only had 22 touchdowns and remove the rushing touchdowns. And then you have one of the greatest, I'm going to say one of the greatest running backs that's been in the Cowboys uniform since Emmitt Smith to only have 6 rushing touchdowns, and you remove that from the equation. Either you can look at it from these parameters. How can you say that Ezekiel Elliott only got 6 rushing touchdowns and Dak Prescott only have 22? Is that a line of showing that the offense is not being suitable enough for both parties? What would be the excuse for Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, only having 6 touchdowns last year, rushing the Brock? So we can look at those angles, and I'm not saying that it's a Dak Prescott versus and then Ezekiel Elliott. Shout out to you, Ivan. Shout out to you, Stephen Rodriguez, man. Really appreciate you for tuning in. DMV, Dallas Cowboy, always in this house, man. He's a leader of men. That's what he's saying. Q, what's good, man? What's going on with Robert Quinn? Yeah, I'm going to touch on Robert Quinn dilemma, too. My thing is, Robert Quinn been in the league for a long time. He just didn't start it this year. This is not his rookie year. So, from my understanding, for more details, his actual agent came out and said, hey, my client take these particular substance to alleviate the seizures that goes on with him. And that's something that I think that on another side of the thing where you can say to yourself, maybe Robert Quinn should have got that cleared with the NFL. Remember, the Miami Dolphins and the Rams, when he was playing for those two teams, they're not under the microscope. You can do things there and you won't be under the microscope. But in the Dallas Cowboys land, if it's a flaw, if it's something that's just barely illegal, it's illegal. If you run the red light, yes, you're going to go to jail. If you run the yellow light, yes, you're going to go to jail. That's the Dallas Cowboys situation. So that's how you got to look at it from those parameters, especially as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys. Shout out to those that's on my YouTube and Facebook panel. Shout out to you, Garrett Weldon. Appreciate you, man. Dak is our guy. Yeah, he is. He is our guy, but, we go back and forth with some people about his skill set and his overall, ability to lead these people. And I've seen people, I think it was one comment in the comment box where they were saying that Dak is not a leader because he didn't win us playoff game. He didn't make it to the playoff game for us in 2017. So I'm looking at it like, come on, man. He didn't lead us to the playoff in 2017. That doesn't make him a leader. So you get all of those things, man, that goes on in people's mind. And it's foolish to me to even go back and forth with people on that. But my thing is, do we really want to go back to the Quincy Carters of the world, the Tony Banks, the Drew Hensons, or whoever his name was, and then the other guy. Remember, we drafted a guy, and this was during Tony Romo era, Stephen McGee. You want to go back to those type of quarterbacks? That's a story of a different day. It got to be a story of a different day with those situations there, man. But it's crazy, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to you, Jay. Appreciate you for tuning in. For your information, Quinn, the issue has already gone through arbitrations, which is why his suspension was 2 instead of 4 games. This is from Jay. Farm, appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. That's some good intel, man, to let us know that it already went through arbitrations. They looked at everything and said, okay, instead of giving you 4 games, we're going to give you 2. And I guess, let me know if I'm wrong, Jay. Once you enter the program, you are in that program. They have a right to test you at any given time. If you take too much Tylenol, if you had too much of an aspirin in your bloodstream or anything, they have a right to test you at any time. Copperface, I keep on calling you Cooperface. I'm thinking of Amari Cooper. He says trash. Yeah, those quarterbacks before that time frame were trash. Yeah, I agree. Steven Rodriguez, a lot of people doubt Prescott because I believe he would get us to the Super Bowl. Right. Here's another thing, and I agree. I think that the Cowboys can find a way to get us to the Super Bowl. That's the name of the game. We want to make it to the Super Bowl. And the reason why is because it's been a long time. But before we can get into Super Bowl talk, we just got to get this level of consistency going. Back-to-back playoff appearance. So my thing is they have a taste of blood now. They tasted the blood and they said, okay, we're hungry. We know what it feels like. And just like I said, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So my thing is when you have a prepared mind, then you are able to overcome some of the pitfalls. And what I'm saying is with Dak Prescott, he may not be the sharpest tack. He may not have the sharpest knife in the drawer. But it's something about him that makes him prepare for the opportunity. Now, if we start looking at Amari Cooper, I know that those boys are going to get paid eventually. It's just a contract name and game right now, and we're going through the rigmarole. I really believe week 1, week 2, Ezekiel Elliott is going to get his money. So contracts are already cut up and they are on the table. It's up to them to go ahead and say, okay, here's the ink. We're going to go ahead and sign off on it. That's just how it looks like from here, Cowboy Nation. I'm going to try to jump back and forth to my Facebook. Really appreciate you all that's on the Facebook thing. Let's continue to grow this thing, continue to share Facebook people. I'm live here too, so it's just like an open conversation, an open communication for you all so that we can go over the fact that Dak Prescott is not what people are saying. It's whack and all these things. All I'm saying is that all we got to do is continue to make these movements in the right places. Now, I'm going to go over the wide receivers core. Yeah, and it's necessary to go over the wide receiver core. Move Amari Cooper out the equation for right now. I think that this has got to be another big year for Tavon Austin. Because if not, the Jalen Guytons and also the John Vay, they are right at his heels. And we can talk about a little bit about Reggie Davis. We got, what, two more days? A day and a half or something like that before we play our first preseason game. And those guys have to show us something. And we're not even worried about Gallup. Ain't that crazy? We're not worried about Gallup at all. Gallup been showing his deal off. That is like Emmitt Smith, our of the quarterbacks, not great at anything, but give us that hold it all together. Yeah, DMV says, shout out to you, DMV, man, putting the information out there. He said Dak is like Emmitt Smith. Remember Emmitt Smith, who wasn't great at a lot of things, but just average at everything, something like that. But no, Emmitt Smith, utilized his short stature and size, his quick burst. He had that subtle quickness and subtle speed, and he had some ability and the wherewithal to know when to get out of bounds. And he stayed healthy for the most part of his career. And that's what we saw to Emmett, and he was the wrecking force for the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. He was. and he was a proven commodity. He had a great college career, and then he just translate that from college to the pros. So that's how I look at Emmitt Smith. How I look at Dak Prescott, when people say that, hey, okay, he's not a leader, he's not a winner, he's not this, he's not that, but the facts and the stats always look into his favor. Now, there are some things that we can look at that he needs to improve on, of course, because right now in Dak Prescott's fourth year, this is when we're supposed to see him anyway, right? If Tony Romo were to stay healthy and he had all his deals in order, right now would have been the end of contract talk for Tony, and then we would have been sliding in Dak Prescott, and we would have been saying like, okay, we saw some spurts, we saw some sparks with this guy. Let's see what he can do now. But that didn't happen. That wasn't his story. Dak Prescott's story was that he had a Kellen Moore in front of him, a Mark Sanchez of all people in front of him. A Dak Prescott had also a Tony Romo in front of him. So we look at all of those things, and then all of a sudden you saw number 4 out there winning games, day one. And do all of the wins go to Dak Prescott? No, they don't, because you got to ask yourself. They do supposed to be split and goes to the running back, but it don't go that way, Cowboy Nation. It don't go that way. I wish it did, but quarterbacks get all of the shine and the glory, as well as the head coach there. Joe Garcia, man, what's up, man? Really appreciate you, man. 11 plus wins, yes. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Hope, I believe in Dak, always have. He is a leader and a warrior. Yeah, I agree. Romo's first full year was in 2007. He was 3.5 years of a Hall of Fame coaching and walked into the stacked team. And this is from Jay Form. So he's saying that Romo, he did have Bill Parcells in his wing. He did have Sean Payton coaching them up on the sidelines, letting them know what to do. He did have a veteran quarterback to look up to, and that's Drew Bledsoe, regardless of how you say it. You know, Drew Bledsoe did have some experience, and Drew Bledsoe wasn't trash. It just Father Time came and knocked on his door. He was like, I'm Father Time, and it's time for you to go down. And Drew Bledsoe was, already fixated on his mind of what he should do. And Bill Parcells, it's a documentary out there. He said, if this guy refuses to pass this ball in this particular side of the field, I'm putting the young kid Tony in. And when Tony came in, it was the end of the history for Drew Bledsoe. Some guys just have it, and then there's them that believe that Dak one of those guys. This is DMV. He says some guys just have it, and some people don't, basically. Yeah. Daniel Jones is out there slinging it. Is it a preseason game on right now? Let me know. Put that in the comment box. I would love to see what Daniel Jones is doing out there. Joe, Italy Joe, way down in Italy land, man. Appreciate you, man. Tuning in on the Facebook, man. Oh, man, that's good, Joe, man. Share. Share this thing all the way around, all the way out in Italy, man. That's what I'm talking about, Cowboy Nation. That's what I'm talking about. Watching the Giants right now. Y'all should have told me. It's on NFL Network. Okay. Let's see if we can. Let's go to this NFL Network, baby. Let's see if we can go to this NFL Network. Really appreciate you guys. Let me see. That will be if you have the channel 212. 212 is on my end. Let's see what we got. That's the NFL Network there. So, Cowboy Nation. I love football, man. I didn't know. I forgot football came on today. It was the Thursday night football. What's good? Stand alone. Yes, what's up, man? What's up, man? Appreciate you. Yeah, stand alone. Let's see what I got here. I would love to show you guys the game, but I can't. Yeah, I can't. Okay. Let me get my my juices in order, because you know when you're live on your phone, you got to be able to have that charge action going. I want to know what Daniel Jones. Your guys should have told me. I wasn't even paying attention to the schedule. I fly out early in the AM. We going to Cabo, and I better not see Ezekiel Elliott out there. Better not see Ezekiel Elliott out there.
Parcells definitely had his moments.
Oh, buddy. Parcells. It's not on NFL Network. Trying to plug this little charger action in. Plug your butt in there. Let's see if I can plug it this way. There we go. I'm doing a tribute to Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells was the man back in the day. Huh. It is on. Dallas Cowboys donated $50,000 to the victims down there in El Paso. Oh, that made news. Shout out to Jerry Jones for that then. So, Daniel Jones' impressive opening drive. Okay. Okay. He looked like Eli. Daniel Jones looked like Eli. Huh. Okay. I thought that was the Eagles for a second. Always look like the Eagles. Direct TV blocked the Colts in the Bills game. Wanted to see Cole Beasley. No, they didn't block him, did they? All right, still setting up over here. What's up, Joseph, man? Really appreciate you. Shout out to you, Juan Menza. What is it, Menza? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Dolphins for life. Bobby. Come on, Bobby. What you doing, man? What you doing up in here, man? Ventura. What's good? Night 405 says, I didn't know that James Harden was a Cowboys fan. Let me let you know, I'm 8 years older than James Harden. So James Harden and I are not the same. How about that? Yes, indeed. I'm going to try to find... my what's the name right quick. I got it somewhere.
Just heats everyone up, and Davis just cleans around the corner.
Davis is someone that has really caught this coaching staff's eye last year, their first year here, now in year number 2. 3rd and 11. They run the drawing cannon, slips and falls.
I can't find my adapter. So therefore, this stream is pretty much busted then. Same Daniel Jones, great on the NBC. Yeah. Week 3 is ours. Yes, it is. It is. Cowboy Nation. We'll see about this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get my setup together, and then I'm going to jump back and we do some preseason commentary. How about that? Cowboy Nation, really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll go over this Dak Prescott conversation for the nation a little bit later on. And we're going to look into this preseason game because football is on. I really appreciate you all. Thank you all. Salute. I'm out. Peace.